Estamos aqui fiéis. Hi everyone, thank you for attending our multi-layer panel simulator webinar. I am João Bonito, Sales Manager of the industry team, and here with me we have Rui Palavra, our Global Technical Manager. Hi Rui.
Hi João. Hi everyone and welcome to the webinar.
This webinar will take more or less 15 minutes and the purpose is to show you a new tool that we have developed to help you simulate the acoustic isolation of a multi-layer panel. During the webinar, you are free to put some questions in the chat box in the right, and in the end, we will select a few of them to answer later. Now, I will simulate a couple of examples, and Rui will help us by guiding us through the tool, explaining the results, and how we can take its full potential. Rui, let's start with an easy one. Imagine that I have a client that asks me what material he should use to achieve a noise isolation of 28 dBs in one of his panels. I see two options on the screen. Which one should I select?
Okay, this tool allows two different types of simulation. Core simulation, if you don't know what core to select, and performance simulation if you already know the full system and want to determine the noise isolation. In this case, the customer already knows the target value, so it should be used the option core simulation.
Okay, so I will choose the core simulation. And now?
So the noise target was defined by the customer as 28 dBs.
Okay, so I will put it here.
And what's the total thickness of the panel?
Total thickness is 15 millimeters.
Okay, and now the next field is surface weight. Do you know if there is any constraints in terms of panel surface weight?
To be honest, I don't know, but is it a mandatory field?
No. If we don't know or if there isn't any constraints in terms of surface weight, we're going to leave it blank and proceed and choose the configuration of the panel.
Okay, so in this case, the configuration is 3 layers, so I will click here.
Okay, now you need to select what type of structural layer your customer uses and in which thickness they are using.
So, he uses Amorim plywood, so I think I have to select it here.
Correct.
With 6 millimeters thickness. Okay. And now I see here the second structural layer. Since the two layers are the same, do I need to insert all the values again, or is there an easier way to do it?
In this case, as the structural layer are the same, you can use the feature copy to the other layers.
So
there.
This?
And automatically it will fill out the fields below.
Okay, so now can I move on to the next step?
Yeah, sure.
Very well. So now we can see the results. And first question, are these 3 green boxes the results of our simulation? And in that case, which one should I choose?
Well, the 3 options are valid, but ACM 15 in the bottom left is the one that complies with our minimum input criteria of noise insulation. The other two, ACM 87 and ACM 17, are also valid options. Actually, they provide a higher noise insulation, 29 dBs using ACM 87 and 30 dBs using ACM 17, but also with a higher surface weight and with a higher thermal conductivity. If you want to save these results, you just click on the button download PDF.
Okay, just like this.
Correct. And you have all the information of the report.
Okay, so I will come back to the simulator.
And also you can receive it in your email just by pressing the send by email.
Okay, then very easy.
You will receive the report in your email. Just please pay attention to your junk box. Sometimes these emails ends there.
Okay, so now I will go back to the main menu and, okay, Rui, on the other hand, imagine that I have a client that already uses ACM 15,
okay,
but he wants to check what the difference he can obtain if he changes the core to ACM 17. So in that case, what option should I choose?
Okay, in that case, that customer already knows the system. You should choose performance simulation.
Okay, so this one.
This one, and then you input the configuration of the panel that your customer uses.
So in this case, the structural layers are all the same, 6mm birch. So I will put it here. Add layer. And the core is 3mm ACM 15.
Okay. And
okay, so do I need to input the values again and again, or similar to what we have seen previously? Is there any way to copy that?
yes, the same way as we did before. If the layers, the structural layer and the core layer are the same, you can use the feature copy layer to make it faster and easier.
Okay, so I will copy this one, the core, and once again the last layer. So we are already in conditions to move on, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I will go to the next step. And now I see that using ACM 15 we achieve 35 dBs of noise isolation and a surface weight of 16.3 kilos per square meter. This is absolutely clear, but how can I compare it with ACM 17?
João, it's easy, very easy. You just have to download the PDF report.
Okay.
So you save the results with ACM 15, and then you come back to the previous step. So you save the report, you do previous step, and you change ACM 15 by ACM 17.
Okay, can I do it? It's here, right? In the edit button.
Correct. You can choose the edit button and change it according to your needs.
Okay, so I change it and I save layer, and then I will change the second one and save the layer again.
Yeah, don't forget to save layer.
Okay, so now we can go to the next step.
So in this case, we were able, using ACM 17, to achieve 36 dBs noise reduction, which compares with 35 dBs using ACM 15. So an upgrade of 1 dB by changing the core material from ACM 15 to ACM 17, sorry. At the same time, we are also increasing the surface weight of the panel from approximately 16 to 18 kilos per square meter.
Okay, Rui, thanks a lot. We can see that this simulator is very easy to work. So I will go back again to our main menu, and before I read the questions we have in the chat box, I want to ask you, is it possible to compare different materials in a more direct way?
With this version, the only way is to simulate with different materials, download the PDFs, and then compare offline the results of this of the reports with different materials. But it's a good input for the next version of MPS to have it inside the software, a direct comparison that can be made online with different core materials.
Okay, thank you, Rui. Now, let me just see here in our chat box if we have some questions. And right now, I'm looking here, but we don't have anything yet. So I will take the opportunity to make you one more question.
Sure.
We saw in the performance simulation option, is there any order to input the layers?
Yes, there is two basic rules on performance simulation that we need to take in account. First is that the top layer and bottom layer should be a structural layer, and the second rule is that we should use at least one core material in between the structural layers. So only this way the software will simulate the performance of the system or of the panel.
Okay, very well. I think we don't have any question yet. So, well, I will take this opportunity to thank you one more time for being here with us. And it was a pleasure. Rui, thank you a lot for your explanation, I'm sorry. And guys, you know our contacts. If you have some questions or doubts after this webinar, please feel free to email us, and see you soon.
Thank you. See you next time.